We are on board the Celebrity Edge, and today we're going to be checking out Daws Glacier as well as Juneau. Now this is our fourth Alaskan cruise, and this is the first time we've actually made it to Daws Glacier, and let's just say this day maybe wasn't our favorite on this cruise. Stay tuned to see why. But then we do make it to Juneau and explore Juneau a little bit, and I have a few suggestions of things as well that we've done in the past. But we did end it with a spectacular dinner which made up for almost all of it. So let's get out and let's live a little.
Get out and live a little.
Good morning, everybody. We are at Daws Glacier today. We are at Daws Glacier today, and so we're sailing in right now. It is super early. We started sailing in here at about 5 a.m. They told you to kind of get up around 6 if you wanted to get a spot or see anything. We kind of let Poppy sleep a little bit, so it's about 6:45-ish. But we're gonna go head up to the top deck where my family is and see what we can see. We'll probably come back down here once the boat turns. Ship turns, but it's a beautiful morning so far. It is definitely a chilly morning this morning. It's very cool to see all the icebergs floating by and the beautiful scenery. So let's go and enjoy some gorgeous shots. Now I will add, since this was my family's first time in Alaska, they got up super early to try and get a spot. They did manage to get one little spot and sat there in the freezing cold for quite some time, where we kind of took a little bit of time this morning. But by the time we got up there, it was definitely decently packed, and we were in the retreat. And the retreat typically is not as crowded as, let's say, the rest of the ship, so just keep that in mind. Look at the water all of a sudden change color. There's like a solid line here. And then it just ends, and then it's all blue. That's pretty cool. So this ice field is 300 to 400 years old, which is just a kind of cool little fact.
How close are we to those rocks, Bug? Wow.
So as we're sailing up towards Daws Glacier, I'm just going to give you a few fun facts. Daws Glacier is about 15 miles long and about 600 feet tall. The color of the glacier appears to be blue because it's so dense that it absorbs all light except blue, which refracts back onto our eyes. But in case you're curious on kind of where Daws Glacier is in relation to the rest of Alaska, it is located in the southeast part of Alaska. You see animals?
Yeah, he said because there's so much ice in the right now, they have to go slower than they usually do.
And so this was as close as we got to the actual glacier before having to turn around. These shots that you see of really close-ups of the glacier, we were only able to get those because we had our super big telephoto lens with us. But to the naked eye, this was pretty much as close as we got, which was honestly really disappointing, especially if this was your first and/or only Alaskan cruise.
So it takes 200 years to get 2 inches of soil once a glacier moves out. And so to get a forest after a glacier, it takes several hundreds of years, thousands of years.
We didn't end up getting any closer to the actual glacier because of, 1, due to time, and 2, due to the fact that there was a good amount of ice the closer you got to the glacier, so they just weren't, I guess, feeling safe doing so. So we got to see it, but unfortunately we really were not as close as we would have liked to have been. But I mean, that's It's what you kind of got to expect at the beginning and the end of the season. So
This was the beginning of
we'll
September.
continue on with the day. We are in Juneau later on today at around 1 o'clock-ish, and we're gonna get off and explore a little bit then. So we're gonna head to breakfast in a minute. See you then.
Now, if you were fortunate enough to get close to Daws Glacier, you may have been able to see a bunch of harbor seals because the icebergs of Daws Glacier provide a breeding ground for the harbor seals, so you may get real lucky if you get close enough. This is the potato waffle with cheese and egg, it looks like, on top. And we also had this, which was basically like ham on a piece of bruschetta. It's very light and very delicious. Honestly, the waffles weren't my favorite personally. The waffles were just kind of very dry and kind of like the free waffles you get at hotels, honestly, with some slices of American cheese. It was a little off. But then we continued to sail on through, and the views just became absolutely beautiful. There's a huge glacier right here.
There you go.
You got the camera?
Look, we're close to the glacier.
There's a humongous glacier right here. We just stepped out, and there's a big glacier. I think we may have gotten closer to this one than the last one. It is just stunning outside right now. God, this is just beautiful.
Honestly, these videos don't even do it justice.
If you haven't tried an Alaskan cruise, I would highly, highly, highly suggest it. The views are just unbelievable. At any point in time, you come out, sit on your balcony, or just look out a window, and you'll have spectacular views like this, or even better, honestly. So we just had breakfast in Illuminae. I ran up and got a smoothie from the Spa Cafe, and then now we're going to go get the little charm for her necklace, and then we're gonna go to
Eden.
We're gonna go to Eden and grab a drink in Eden. So let's go and have some fun. The fog is starting to roll in. It's looking all pretty and cool. Let's go.
Some drinks before lunch. I got the halibut for lunch. We're just doing a mommy poppy date. Poppy, what you got? You got grilled cheese and french fries? Oh yes. We are about to park in Juneau, and Poppy and I are just having a little lunch before we get off. Mommy-daughter date? Little lunch date? Yeah. It's good lunch date.
We have just arrived in a lovely Juneau. We are docked at the far dock pier that NCL typically does with the Bliss and Encore. And then they have a shuttle that takes you into town, or you can walk. It's about a little over a mile to walk to town, about a half mile to the shops that start there. So let's go. It was supposed to be raining, but it is not. So knock on wood. We don't really have any plans. Maybe we'll do the tram up to the top, but let's go. Juneau. There's no roads to Juneau.
There's a seal the second we got off. Okay, so we just got off the ship. There is a long line for buses, so we are going to walk to town. We're at the farthest port, again, like usual, which is fine. And it's about a mile walk into town. Otherwise, you can take a shuttle bus that takes you in. But we thought it'd just be faster, and it's nice enough out. Let's go walk. Yeah?
Yes.
So talkative.
Now, if you're only going to do Alaska once and you want to try king crab legs, Tracy's King Crab Shack is the place to go. The line will be long and it will not be cheap, but definitely worth it. So they typically have about 4 different kinds of crab legs. When we went the first time, they were all out of king crab. So we decided to actually save some money and get the crab cakes, which, I mean, technically is still crab and is a lot cheaper. So just another option to think about. So if you want a really good beer while you're here, just off of the main street, just past Tracy's King Crab Shack, is the Alaskan Brewing Public House. And it's a fantastic place to get a local beer. Highly recommend it. We've gone to their actual brewery. This is a great stop. Yep, Poppy's favorite games right here. cornhole and connect 4. You got it, go, go, go. Whoa. Get real straight. There you go. Whoa. We walking on the boardwalk? Yeah? What is that? A doggy. That's Patsy Ann. This is Patsy Ann. In the 1930s, if you were sailing into the docks of Juneau, you would be met by a small white English bull terrier named Patsy Ann. Back then, the ships did not arrive at a certain time like they do today, but even though Patsy Ann was born deaf, she would stop whatever she was doing and head for the docks when the ships were about half a mile away. And she had an uncanny ability to know what dock they would be mooring at. She was made of brass and was created as a wax figure, which is the step before they turn it into brass. And when they were doing that, they pressed her hair into the wax and making it a spirit piece. And the sculpture arrived in Juneau in 1992. We went to this brewery last time we were here, but it's now moved to a different location, but it is a fantastic one to stop at. I'll give a few clips here. So this is a quick snapshot of what the original bar used to look like. We didn't have a chance to go into their new location, but they did have some fantastic beers. I would definitely check them out. And then if you're looking for a few other spots to grab a good drink, this one is the Distillery, and it is delicious, especially if you like gin like I do. They had some fantastic cocktails. And then if you're looking for the more typical Alaskan dive bar, the Red Dog Saloon is a classic, iconic stop to check out, get the duck fart, and just have some fun. And then also around the main strip, there's a bunch of shopping, which is what we predominantly did on this trip. Went in and out of all the different stores, looked at all the fun things we can buy. This section we loved because they had a lot of local pieces, but a lot of good stuff to check out. Hey look, the jellyfish donut place that I got yesterday with the salmon on top, there's one here too. I got the salmon donut. I feel like we need a close-up of the salmon donut. And then the last thing that I would definitely suggest is checking out the tram if it's a nice day. On this trip, we had a lot of rain and clouds, so it didn't really make sense for us to go up to the tram, but we had done it on a previous one. This is in May, so there was a good amount of snow. If you're a little bit later in the season, it shouldn't be this snowy, but it's really, really cool, and there's several hiking trails you can do once you're up there, and you get to see all these cool totem poles. It's really, really fun, and the views from up there are, especially on a clear day, are absolutely spectacular. If you're in Juneau and you have no plans, I would definitely suggest checking out the tram for the day. We didn't have too much time in Juneau, so we headed back to the ship because we had some big plans for the night. We were in Juneau later on, but our dinner plans kind of made us have to head back earlier. Okay, so we were not in Juneau for too long. We ended up pulling in probably about like 30 minutes later than we were supposed to, and we have dinner tonight at 5:30, and we are going to La Petite Chef, which little Miss Poppy is going to lose her mind and is going to be so excited about. We will show you that in a second. And Poppy is matching me, but she doesn't want to be on camera, which is totally fine. We don't put her on camera unless she wants to be, so but she has the same outfit on as me. Let's go to La Petite Chef and enjoy. But first, we're gonna go grab a drink over at the Martini Bar because it's empty and we got a tiny bit. We got like 30 minutes before dinner. And as Poppy makes some kind of a fort here, what are you making?
Home.
A home. Wow. Okay, let's grab a drink. Now, as we head into dinner, I don't want to give away too much, but I still want to give you a little peek to what the La Petite Chef kind of is. So we'll show you little clips here and there, as well as all of the food. Are you excited? Go, 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 fast, fast, fast. It's like a rainbow.
Celebrity Cruises presents Le Petit Chef and their magical cooking book, created by skull mapping. Once upon a time, there was a chef. 3 drops of cherries oil and found the most.
This is the soup, and for the kids menu, you get mac and cheese. It's a fairy!
Did you summon me? Cooking in this old, worn-out kitchen I would be so much more successful if I had a new cuisine.
Your wish is my command.
Being the world's smallest chef. Ready?
Poppy, look at that. The next course was the poached cod.
There appears to be a giant chef cooking.
It's funny.
Second break, largest beef on crud.
The next course was the beef Wellington, and it was delicious. And if you have a kiddo with you, they get a cheeseburger and french fries.
Able to make the best dessert ever. High five. Thank you. Oh my god, you guys. This is the best wish ever. And raspberry. Okay, next one is for me, yeah?
Oh my goodness.
Raspberry pudding. Oh, guys. So delicious. Come on, guys. Stop eating everything.
Oh, it's like Candyland.
Stay back you children addicts. Do you wish to have some more?
Thank bug.
Tasty pink ice cream on top.
Well, we all enjoyed this experience so much that we decided to go back over towards the lounge and hang out there and talk about that amazing dinner.
Was dinner so fun? What happened at dinner?
I'm eating.
You were eating. That's usually how dinner goes.
Was there a
Was
show?
there a show at dinner? Was there a tiny... Stop looking at yourself in the mirror. Was there a tiny chef?
Yeah.
And what did he do?
And book.
And a book?
Yeah, big kitchen.
And a big kitchen?
Yeah.
Was it so cool?
Yeah.
Would you recommend people to try it because it was so fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, can you give two
How many thumbs
up?
up was it?
2.
2? Should mommy add 2 as well, so it's 4 thumbs up? 4 thumbs up? Yeah, it was that good? Okay. Dinner was a lot of fun. It was a different show than we had seen last time. I would highly recommend it. The food is actually really good. It's not just the show, but food delicious, fantastic show, a lot of fun. If you have kids, even more fun. Honestly, I think I watched that little lady probably more than I was watching the actual show because her reactions to stuff was just even more fun. But just a really cool, fun, different experience. We will see you next time when we are in Skagway, Alaska. So till next time, get out and live a little. Bye, guys.
Juneau. There's no roads to Juneau.